G'day good people of YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. So I'm on set today, about to go into our second broadcast here. We're supporting a client, Nosworthy Group, in providing a training facility for a large tech company. We've just completed our first broadcast to a hybrid audience in India, and we're about to go live with the US and Mexico. So it's the middle of the night here, and we've got a long night ahead of us, but this is what we do. But this is not your ordinary Zoom call. In fact, we're running 4 different Zoom calls simultaneously. But here's a top level overview of what's going on here. We have our speaker who's gonna be standing right where I'm standing here on set. We have 7 cameras around the room and 3 different positions. So in front, on stage, and we've got a B set over there. Now, we have completely filled up a Constellation 8K for this part. We have all the cameras and things, but it's not just this that we're doing. We've actually got multiple streams happening. So now I'm in the room where things get a little more complicated. Now, since this is a show for both hybrid audience around the world as well as virtual, both are getting a similar but different stream at the same time. Now, we had to split our feed into 2 different feeds. We've got a studio downstream switch as well as a virtual downstream switch. We have situations where our host is talking to our virtual audience while the in-room is watching a playback and vice versa. So the run sheet's a little complicated for this one, but we've managed to make it work. Now, for those switches, we have another Constellation, which is basically full as well, acting as our virtual switcher, as well as a multi-view feed for all the feeds here. We have a 40x40 router, which is being used to switch between the primary and redundant feeds. Now, that's why there's so many computers here, is because basically everything we have here, there is 2 of and 2 whole networks because of it. Now, for the in-room, we have SDI Extreme ISO, which is the in-room switcher and also recorder. So tech in this room wise, we have 6 Zoom ISO machines, which is providing feeds from the different Zoom calls. Our in-room venues have a return feed from each of them, which we've been piped back into the broadcast for some in-room interaction. So these are 4 feeds, so 4 different locations which are happening at once, going out of Decklink Duo. And for redundancy, this is duplicated over 2 different internet connections. We need to make sure that this works. Now, our virtual audience is joining us via Zoom OSC as well, so we can grab those chat messages and display it on screen if we want. We have 2 contributor machines for 2 contributors happening at the same time. We have a DJ throughout the whole event who is coming in via Zoom. Again, redundancy for those. And we have a live guest contributor who is coming in live and also doing their keynote through screen share. So a lot of Zoom ISO going on, which has been great, and we're loving it here. The other complicated thing is that we also have a Zoom chat happening live. So we have a whole nother call just for Zoom chat for the people in the room. They can join that call and chat live with the hosts. Now, all those feeds are being fed into from the virtual call and the chat call into H2R graphics, which is combining them all together so that the host can see all the chat messages come in from both calls and also bring them to screen as well. So here on set, we have 7 Blackmagic cameras, which are providing the camera feeds. We have 2 Ursa Mini Pro G2s, 2 Ursa Mini 4.6Ks, an Ursa Broadcast G2, Pocket 6K Pro, and a Pocket 6K. So we've got a kind of mismatch there, but they're all cutting together really nicely. All with light, camera control. Lighting-wise, we're using a whole bunch of Aputure Amaran lights, which is being controlled by Sidus Link, so that I can quickly switch between those different lighting looks. We have a slider here as well, which is made by Exebo. We've got the extension arms and the high-speed motor, which has been great because we can just ping-pong this backwards and forwards. We used to have an operator, but realized very quickly that it's actually cheaper just to have this thing kind of bouncing backwards and forwards. So yay for technology taking our jobs. So we also have a on-set screen, so our host can kind of stand here and talk to the guest on screen coming in via Zoom ISO. And we've also got a big LED screen, obviously, for content. Now, we're using Mix Effects to be able to animate in using the SuperSource all of our feeds on screen from our different locations, which has been really cool because we had that interaction of our host being able to sit on set and kind of go, hey, location number 1, what do you reckon? And we throw that full screen. So it's been really cool to have that live interaction. So I'm here in the main control room where we're cutting the studio feed, which is happening with our host on set, cutting between all our cameras, and we're sending them out everywhere. So we've got all of our feeds coming in from different places. Live contributor, we've got our DJ who's currently playing live now to the audience while we're having a lunch break. Cutting here on the 2Me advanced panel. Love this panel. It's really nice one. Now, a lot of the programming macros are being done on a Stream Deck running Companion. So big fan of Companion and putting that all together. We've got the CCU panel as well, but all the cameras are basically locked off together. Now we're using Stage Timer for our timers for in-show. That's all coming together and sending off to the different locations so they can see how long they've got. Pro Video Player for the LED screen content, and running Keynote primary backup for our presenter to run Keynote on. So yeah, technically that's a decent amount of what's going on here, which has been a lot of fun, but it's been an absolute nightmare to try and put this all together. The run sheet here is just an absolute mess worth of different cues happening at different points, making sure it all comes together well. But just want to say a huge thank you to all the crew who have helped me put this all together for everyone. And a huge thanks to Nosworthy Group for being an incredible client. Absolutely love working with you guys. And yeah, this has been this ridiculously large Zoom call. So I hope you've enjoyed this tour, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Cheers.